Hello, I'm Tatiana from When She Leads, and today is the fifth video in my serial about goal setting. So today I'm going to share with you 5 real life examples about the goal. These are the 5 lessons learned um, while setting my goals in previous years, and I will share with you some of them as successes, and some of them contributed to the huge failures in some of my goals. So let us start. So first thing I want to talk to you is, if it's not written, it's not done. Early, when I started to think about the goal setting, and when I started to set the goals about myself, I wanted to change lots of things in my work. I thought, okay, I would like to do that, and I would like to do this, and I would like to be like this, but I never written it. It was never written. So what was problem with that? The problem is that not by February, as everybody says, by mid-January, all of my goals were erased because my work was taking me, and I was doing everything during the day that was coming to my plate, and never thinking about my goals. So the first thing, and my first real life example, is that if it's not written, believe me, it's not done, and it will be not on your list of priority. And that is really connected to the second thing I want you to remember. And the second thing is, put your goals first. And what does it mean? It means that when you set goals at the end of the year, or every quarter, or every month, or every week, whatever method you use, let them be the first thing on your to-do list. So today, for example, when I'm planning my week, or when I'm planning my month, the first thing I'm looking at is my list of goals and my list of milestones, meaning smaller quarterly goals I want to achieve. And then I'm writing task list, and then I'm doing daily planning. So everything needs to be aligned, and my goals are first thing that I'm starting from. It's not who told me what, or who called me for what. Of course it's important if some of my business partners, or some of my associates, or some of my clients have demands, but I first schedule the things that are aligned with my goals. Why? Because if I don't make them priority, nobody will. So the second thing is, put your goals first on your to-do list. The third story, I have a small reminder. Then we go to my third life lesson, and third real life lesson for goal setting is breaking it on smaller things. I said in the previous that I'm making milestones. What does it mean? It means that if I set goal for myself that this year I will publish 52 podcasts, which means one podcast a week. Then I need to break it down in smaller goals, which means how many podcasts I will publish quarterly, how many podcasts I will publish monthly, for example, 4 podcasts this month, each month. And then I will go even deeper and do specific task lists I need to do for each podcast. I already have that all streamlined, which means that, for example, for each podcast episode, I have a process I'm doing. So when I'm contacting the potential speaker, what are my questions, then when I'm recording, then when I'm editing, when I'm transcribing. So I have all process streamlined. But that's not the point. The point is that if I don't break it down, when I say, oh, I have to record 52 podcasts and publish them, it's overwhelming. It's too much. And I would usually, previously, before I started to do milestones, I would easily quit because it's too much. It is. When you say if you record and publish 52 podcasts this year, it's really too much if you're starting. So my lesson that I would like to transfer to you is that when you write goals, try to put at least 4 milestones you want to achieve, which are path for achieving the goal. What does it mean? For example, if you have goal, I want to have 20 clients this year, and you want to spread it all over the year, that would mean that each quarter you will need to achieve and to come to 5 new clients. So your milestone will be 5 new clients in every quarter, for example, and then it is manageable when you say 5, and then you can go and do detailed planning on how you're going to bring in those 5 new clients. So that's the lesson 3. The lesson 4 is something people don't like. Lots of people don't like, and it is if it does not have deadline, it will not be done. So goals without the deadline never achieved, because most of the people are not self-regulated. Most of us need external motivation to do something. It doesn't matter if our motivation is our why for doing business, or it is something else that we are motivated with. But if we do not have deadline, then we cannot do proper planning, and the goal usually is not achieved. When I am working with clients, lots of them were saying me, I'm a creative person, I don't like deadlines. And I said, okay, you have specific delivery of this picture, so I'm sure you have a deadline. And if you don't set yourself a deadline, then all other of your goals will be impacted. So when we started setting deadline, I gave them opportunity to be as open as possible, but also not to stretch deadline too much that it doesn't motivate them. And if I could do it with the creatives, then I can do it with you. So deadlines are really important. And for big goals, like yearly goals, I motivate people when they write the goals. They state 31st of December as a final deadline, and they write about how they feel when they're sorry for my English, so how they feel when they are tickling off that goal. So how do you feel when you say done, this goal achieved? What is feeling inside you? What's going on in your head? What's going on when you talk about achieving that goal to the person next to you, or your family member, friend, whatever? So deadlines are important, and they're also important for the milestones you set in previous step, which are the path on how you're going to achieve that goal. And the 5th thing I want to talk with you is that if you don't set goals in all areas of your life, you will never achieve any goal. We all function as integrated person, so our body and mind and soul are connected, and if you neglect any of your areas of the life, it will impact achieving of your goals. And I learned that hard way. So I was so for a couple of years ago, I was so focused on achieving goals in my work. So all the goals I was setting were related to my work. So how many clients do I want to have? How many money do I want to earn? How many things I need to learn in order to be better expert in what I was doing? So everything was related to the work, but nothing was related to my health. And what happened was that I gained a lot of weight, that I over stressed myself, and it brought me to the huge burn down a couple of years ago. So that's one example. I also neglected my family, and it was huge part of me that was not satisfied, even though I was achieving a lot in my work, and even though if I was achieving money, a lot that I was thinking about and I set as a goal, but something was missing. So what I want to say to you is that now, because New Year is approaching, when you do goal setting, do specific goals in all areas of life. So improve all areas of your life during 1 year. It is achievable. You just cannot do it all at once, but I will talk about it in next video. So because it will make it goal achieving easier. So thank you very much for listening. And as reminder, just to say that my 5 real life lessons are: if it's not written, it's not done. Put your goals first on your to-do list. Break it in smaller chunks, break it in smaller milestones. If it does not have that deadline, it will not be achieved. And set the goals in all areas of life. So see yourself as complete human being. Okay, bye tomorrow. See you. Bye.